Have you avoided creating a LinkedIn profile because you're in a practice area, such as a prosecutor, judge, or an advocate, that requires a little bit more personal privacy, or you're just hesitant to use social media? The good news is that with a little know-how, you can have a LinkedIn profile for professional development purposes and keep it as open or closed as you want to. If you already have a LinkedIn profile, make sure that you know what you're sharing and with whom, and that you have some control over the settings with these tips. So in your LinkedIn profile, one of the things that you'll note is that there are two ways for people to see information about you. One is your connections and two is the public. So what we can do to see what people can see in those two different views is go to Profile, Edit Profile, and then you'll see a blue button that says View Profile As. If I click this, then I can actually toggle between what it looks like, what my profile looks like to my connections, and what it looks like to the public. So we'll go ahead and look at what it looks like to the public. I have very minimal information available to the public, just a couple of lines and my summary. If we go and look at what connections can see, then you see that connections see all the information about me. Other things to note: they'll also see people also viewed these people's profiles when they looked at my profile, people similar to me, and even all of my connections. So anyone can go to my public, or rather my, if they're connected to me on LinkedIn, they can actually see my other connections unless you choose to change that. So if I go to my profile, there's one more thing people can see, which is profile strength. So if you've been on LinkedIn for a long time, you're an all-star, that's great, but you may not be, so you want to change that. So let's look at some of the ways to change these settings. Up in the upper right-hand corner, where it says privacy and settings, click on manage. The nice thing is LinkedIn has put all of this information in one place. So the first thing we're going to do is limit our public exposure. So I'm going to go to the area called privacy and click on it. And then under profile privacy, we're going to say edit your public profile. So I'll click here. I can choose to make my public profile invisible, or as they word it, public profile visible to no one. Alternately, I can make it visible, but I can remove or add different parts of my profile that I want to make available. Once you're finished with that, click save, and you'll see that you're given a success meter to let you know. Another thing to be aware of, that in LinkedIn, if you look at another person's profile, they will get an alert and they're aware that you've done so. If you're researching a judge or a juror, looking up opposing counsel, you may not want them to know that you're looking at their profile. The way that they know is in profile, who's viewed your profile, and I can see who's looked at my profile. So if you want to be able to change it and be able to look at people's profiles anonymously, what you want to do is, again, go back into your privacy settings, click on manage, click on privacy. Under profile privacy, you want to go to profile viewing options, which is here. Click on that. You have three choices. When you look at someone else's profile, they either see that it was you, that was something generic, or you can go completely into private mode. If you do this, keep in mind that no one can see that you've been to their profile and looked at it. That said, you won't get that kind of intelligence either. Everybody will appear to you as anonymous as well. So you can toggle this on and off as needed. The next thing is, you know that LinkedIn is all about connections. You're connected to a lot of people. People can see all that. So one thing you may be interested in doing is controlling that a little bit. So again, we're going to go into privacy and profile privacy. And in this case, we're going to go to the area who can see who you're connected to. I can restrict it to just my connections or just me. So if you don't want anyone but you to be able to see who you're connected to, you can change that there. Also, if you don't want people to send you connection requests just because they have your email address or phone number in their contacts, then if you scroll down to data privacy and advertising here, you can say that you only want nobody to suggest you as a connection. So, you know how in LinkedIn it's constantly making suggestions about people you may know? They may have your phone number or email that they've uploaded into the system. It's going to make suggestions. So you can change it so that that is not the reason that they are sent that information. Another thing is you can control how much or how little information you put into your LinkedIn profile, but also note that if you update your profile, that information is also shared. So LinkedIn is going to share those updates with all of your connections. If you want to be able to update your profile without notifications going out, again, you're going to be in privacy and then data privacy. And then under that, we're going to share profile edits and have it toggle to no. That's just so you're not sharing information about every time you update your profile, unless you want to. If you have a new job or something like that, definitely you want to share that with your connections. So toggle this back over to yes. Another thing, I showed you the ranking. If you're newer to LinkedIn or you're not so active and you don't want others to see how you rank, then you have an option to change that. And it's here, how you rank, under privacy, profile privacy, how you rank. And you can turn off your ranking. The last thing I want to note is under security, do turn on two-step verification. All that means is you give them a cell phone number, and if someone tries to log into a computer that is not you, they'll require a separate code that is texted to you, and that keeps your account safe. So those are some of the privacy settings in LinkedIn. Enjoy LinkedIn. It's a great network and a great way to meet people and keep your connections up to date. But you do have some options for security and privacy. Thank you.